Welcome to the Lakers Highlights Today channel. Before we get to the news, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Now, let's get to the Lakers news.
Hey there, Lakers fans. Get ready, because today we're diving into an explosive trade proposal that's shaking up the entire league. We're talking about a massive deal between the Lakers and the Knicks that could send a legend worth $101 million straight to New York, creating an absolutely dominant trio alongside Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. The situation here in Los Angeles is getting more and more complex. The purple and gold are trying to balance three completely different realities. We've got LeBron James living the final chapters of a historic career, Luka Dončić wanting to be the center of attention for the franchise's future, and Austin Reaves about to receive that well-deserved contract after proving his value night after night. The pressure is rising behind the scenes, especially when it comes to the King. LeBron doesn't want to wait. He wants to compete now, while there's still fuel left in the tank. Rich Paul was very direct when he spoke to ESPN about his client's mindset. LeBron knows perfectly well that the organization is keeping an eye on the future. He understands the situation, but what he truly values is having a real chance to win another ring. Paul made it clear how important the 8-year relationship with Jeanie Buss and Rob Pelinka has been, recognizing that the Lakers are a fundamental part of LeBron's legacy. But pay attention, folks, because there really is a scenario where James could consider leaving the City of Angels. Jovan Buha, who follows every move of the team closely, brought an interesting analysis about this. He pointed out two crucial variables. First, if LeBron announces that this will be his final season as a professional player. Second, if the Lakers start to unravel near the trade deadline, in that case, the decision would become much tougher for number 23. What weighs more? Ending his career in purple and gold, cementing his legacy in Los Angeles, or chasing one more championship at any cost? Now, let's get to what really matters in this whole story. Imagine LeBron James landing at Madison Square Garden to form a new Big Three with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. Krasdion Winfield from the New York Daily News didn't hesitate to assess the impact of such a move. He was categorical in saying that the Knicks would become immediate favorites in the Eastern Conference if they managed to bring LeBron to New York. That trio would easily rival what Oklahoma City has built with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Yolan Williams, and Chet Holmgren as one of the best cores in basketball today. From a strategic standpoint, this move makes perfect sense for LeBron. The Eastern Conference promises to be a far less grueling path than what he's been facing in the West, season after season. For a player in the final stage of his career, saving energy during the regular season and having a smoother path to the finals could be the difference between winning or not winning another championship. LeBron's priority has always been crystal clear. He wants to win titles. This move could deliver exactly what he's looking for. Yes, the cost for New York would be enormous, but when you're talking about adding LeBron James to your roster and becoming an instant title contender, it's an opportunity the Knicks front office simply can't ignore. LeBron's departure would open a new chapter for the franchise. The Lakers would finally have the full green light to accelerate the rebuilding process. That's already been quietly planned behind the scenes. All that pressure for immediate results would disappear, allowing the team to focus on developing its young talents without the constant demand of being a title contender every year. Financially, freeing up that massive salary would give the organization tremendous flexibility in the market. We'd be talking about enough cap space to chase multiple pieces that fit better with the current roster's developmental timeline. Luka Dončić would officially take over the reins of the team, with no more debates about hierarchy or shared stardom. For Rob Pelinka, it would be the opportunity to finally execute his long-term vision without having to juggle between winning now and building for later. The focus would shift entirely to turning Austin Reaves and the other young players into pillars of the next winning Lakers era. It would mark the end of a historic cycle, no doubt, but also the beginning of something completely new at crypto. Corona for LeBron, wearing the Knicks jersey, would represent a revitalizing, fresh start in one of basketball's biggest stages. Madison Square Garden would be the perfect stage for the final acts of his career. Playing in front of that passionate New York crowd that values every play, every win, as if it were the last, adapting to the Knicks system would be natural. Brunson has already proven he can lead a team, which would take some of the playmaking burden off LeBron's shoulders. Towns would provide the spacing and offensive versatility he has always valued in his teammates. It would be a much smoother tactical fit than it might seem at first glance. There's also that personal factor that can't be ignored. LeBron has always had a special connection with New York, whether through his off-court business ventures or his frequent presence in the city over the years. Living and playing there would be more than just basketball. It would mean fully integrating his professional life with his business interests and personal brand, which is already firmly established on the East Coast. It would be LeBron closing his career, not just chasing another ring, but doing it in one of the most influential markets on the planet. What comes next for the Lakers doesn't depend on who's wearing the jersey. With LeBron on the roster, the expectation is clear. Fight for a playoff spot and try to make a run when the postseason arrives. The team has shown flashes of brilliance, but consistency over 82 games remains the major obstacle. Luka Dončić needs to establish himself as the unquestioned leader, and the supporting cast must step up on nights when the stars aren't at their best. Without LeBron, the Lakers would immediately enter transition mode. Expectations would drop drastically, and the franchise would have to accept a few tough seasons while rebuilding. Luka would become the undeniable face of the operation, finally having complete freedom to mold the team in his image. We'd see more minutes for the young guys, more tactical experimentation, and probably some painful losses that are part of any rebuilding process. The real test for the organization will be how it manages this delicate moment. The Lakers' history is built on stars and championships, not mediocre seasons. The fans and the front office will have to decide whether to keep pushing for short-term competitiveness or finally embrace a full rebuild that could take years, but bring long-term sustainability. Whatever the path, the next few months will define this franchise's future for the next 5 years. Looking at this potential move coldly, we're facing one of those rare situations where all parties involved could actually come out winning. The Knicks would be going all-in on a 2-3-year window to win a title the city hasn't seen since 1973. It's a calculated risk, but when you have the chance to bring in LeBron James, you simply don't hesitate. For LeBron, it would be the opportunity to compete at the highest level without carrying the entire franchise on his back, something he hasn't experienced in years. The timing of this trade would make all the difference. If it happens near the deadline and the Lakers are struggling, it makes sense for everyone. New York gets its superstar, LeBron gets his clearer path to a title, and Los Angeles finally gets to turn the page and start writing the next chapter of its story. The cost will be high, and the assets New York would have to give up will be significant. But we're talking about one of the brightest minds ever to step on an NBA court. At the end of the day, this is one of those stories that shows how the league operates today. There's no such thing as eternal loyalty or guaranteed retirement with one team anymore. There's competition, there's the desire to win, and there's the reality that windows of opportunity close quickly. If LeBron James decides he wants one last legitimate championship run, and if the Knicks are willing to pay the price, we could witness one of the most impactful trades in recent years unfold right before our eyes. Basketball never stops, and the story keeps being written night after night in this incredible league. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think about this possible trade? Should LeBron chase one more title in New York, or finish his career defending the purple and gold? Would the Lakers be making the right call by letting the king go now, or should they hold on to him until the end, no matter what? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any breaking Lakers news. See you next time, Lakers Nation.